All right, so here we are. Second flipped classroom video. Okay, so today we're going to go through numbers 1 through 20. Okay, we're going to do them a column at a time, 7 or 8 numbers at a time. So we'll go like 7, 8, 5, something like that. So we get 1 through 20. So what I'll do is I'll put them all up on the board here. Okay, and then what I'll do is I'll give you the spelling. Okay, if there's anything special that I want you to know about it, I'll tell you. I'll pronounce it for you a few times. And then we'll go on to the next one. We'll go through each column, a little bit of practice, till we get through the end. Okay, so here we go. First thing, there are 3 different letter combinations that we need to make sure that we know and that we can use and recognize when we're dealing with our numbers. Okay, first one. EI is the first one. When we see EI together, the sound that comes out, I. Second letter combination, IE. When we see those 2 letters together, the result is an E sound. Last one, EU. When we have those 2 letters together, they make an oi sound, like in boy or toy. Okay, so keep these 3 in mind as we go through these numbers. I'll point them out as we see them in some of our numbers, but make sure that you are aware of them so you can kind of get ahead of me and see them already and kind of understand and try to sound them out before I even get there. Okay, number 1. Eins. Eins. Okay, and what we see is that EI sound, and like I said, the sound that we get is an I. That gives us eins. Eins. Number 2. Zwei. Zwei. Again, we see our EI sound, gives us the I. And if you remember from our alphabet, which this takes into account all of our alphabet and those letter sounds, all of that, so you can hopefully sound some of these out. The letter Z is set. The letter W is ve. And if you remember, I told you that the W's in German make a V sound. So we have the ts from set, zwei, zwei. So we have the TS and the V sound combined with the I to make zwei. Number 3. This one I use kind of a silly question to hopefully get you thinking about on the right track. If you are not wet, you are dry. Dry. Again, we have this EI combination. The EI together, of course, makes our I sound, dry. Number 4. This one is pronounced fear. Fear. And what you see, we have a new letter combination. IE, which I put up over here, gives us our E sound. Fear. V makes the F, the E sound, and R. What we end up with, fear, is the number 4. Number 5. Fünf. Fünf is the number 5. And this one we have this U here with the 2 dots. The 2 dots, of course, are called an umlaut, which we've talked about a little bit already. So the U with the umlaut makes the U sound, fünf. That's the number 5. Number 6. Sechs. Zex is the number 6. The Z at the beginning makes the Z sound. The CH makes a kind of a K sound, and then the S at the end, Zex. Zex. Number 7, last one in this column. Zeben. Zeben. Okay, again, we have the S at the beginning that makes a Z sound. Our IE letter combination makes the E sound. So we have Zeben. Zeben is the number 7. Okay, there's our first column. So I'll run through them. First time I run through them, you'll just listen, follow along with what you've hopefully been writing down. If not, pause it, write it down, and then come back. Okay? So I will repeat them, just listen, and then the second time I say them, I'll pause and give you a second or two, and what I want you to do is repeat them after I say them. Okay? The more practice you get, the more comfortable you'll be, and the easier this will be for you when we're in class tomorrow, actually using these, writing them, reading them, saying them, using them to ask and answer questions. Here we go. Eins, zwei, drei, vier, fünf, sechs, sieben. One more time, you're repeating them this time. Eins, zwei, drei, vier, fünf, sechs, sieben. Okay, there's our first about third of the numbers that we're going to talk about. On to the second part. First one in the second column, the number 8. The number 8, we say acht. Acht. The number 9. This is where we'll see our last letter combination, and that looks like this. So we have our EU letter combination, and like I mentioned before, that makes the oi sound. So we have neun. Neun is the number 9. Next, 10. Zehn. Zehn. We have the Z, just like here, making our TS sound. The letter E, if you remember from your alphabet lesson, makes the A sound. And then the HN gives us kind of an just an N sound. So zehn. Zehn is our number 10. Number 11. This hopefully will be the easiest one for you, and here's why. If I ask you, one of Santa's helpers is called a what? Your answer, hopefully, would be an elf. So elf is the number 11 in German. Spelled the same, pronounced the same, exactly the same, but in German it's a number, in English, pointy ears, curly toe shoes. Okay? Number 12. Zwölf. Zwölf is our word for 12. Again, one of our letters with the umlauts, this time in O, okay, makes the U sound, zwölf. 13. All right, so once we get into these teens like we are now, hopefully you're going to start seeing a little bit of a pattern, and this becomes a little bit simpler for you. So if I split the word right in half, what do we have? Try, number 3, and same, number 10. So basically all we're doing is we're taking 3 and 10, putting them together to make just one word. Dreizehn. 3, 10, or 13. Dreizehn. 14. Very much the same. And again, what we can do, we can split it right down the middle. And what do we have? We have fear, the number 4. And again, we have sane, the number 10. Put them together, fear, sane, 14. Okay, so there's our second column. Just like the first, I'm going to go through them. I'll say them all one time. You'll just listen to them. And then the second time I go through them, I'll have a little pause. That way, hopefully you're at home listening, following, and you'll be able to repeat these. That way you'll be a little more comfortable tomorrow. So here we go. This time, just listen. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, again, this time with the pause for you to repeat it. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there we go. So now we have 14 out of 20. 6 left to go. All right, and we're going to keep up right with this little pattern that we just ended that second column on when we work with 15. Okay, see again, split it in the middle. We have 5, which is our number 5, and we have sane, our number 10. 15, 15. 16. 17. So some of you right now are probably thinking, wait a second, Mr. Meyer, you forgot a letter. Okay? Based on the other ones that we've done, 13, 14, and 15, that's a correct assumption to make. But in German, for 16, we take off the S. And the reason that happens is how it is now. We have 16. 16. But if we put the S back on, then we have 16. Okay, it's harder to understand. It's not as easy to say. So they take the S off, and we just have 16. 16 is 16. 17. Again, I know, it looks like I'm missing something, like the EN off of sieben. But again, 17, we take off that EN. It's easier to understand, easier to say, so we have 17. 17 instead of 17. Okay, 17 sounds better, it's cleaner, it's easier to understand and say. So 17, 17. On to 18. Back to the normalcy of our routine that we just started. 18. And again, split it down the middle. This side we have 8, our number 8. 10, our number 10. 18 is 18. 19. Still following that same routine. Hopefully we're getting the hang of it now. Split it in half. 9, 10, 19. 9 and 10, put them together, they give us 19. 19. Last and certainly not least, number 20. Number 20, the way we pronounce it in German, 20. 20. Okay, the TS again with the W that makes the V sound, just like we have here. 20. 20 is 20. Last section, I'll run through them again like I did with the first two, and then we'll run through them again. You'll have a chance to repeat them as I say them. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now, me saying them, you repeating them. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There they are, 1 through 20. So one time, all the way through, so you can hear them all together. And then, like I said, tomorrow in class, we'll use them a lot. We'll get right into writing them, reading them, asking questions, and answering questions using these numbers. We may even do some math equations. So make sure that you're ready and that you have watched this video and taken some notes and written down any questions that you might have. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So there are your numbers 1 through 20. Hopefully you watched it. If you want to watch parts again, if there are numbers that you struggle with, please do that. Make sure you write down any questions that you have. That way we can tackle those right when we get in the room tomorrow. Okay, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.